Healing is not so mysterious. It's built into our bodies.
When people can truly see how amazing they are, their light will shine a little bit brighter.
Film and media can really activate and transform the planet.
We can change everything around us.
This film festival was amazing to me.
I'm just really basking in the spirit and love.
I wanted to come here and support the filmmakers. It's a beautiful thing.
This is about a shift in consciousness.
You can't miss this festival. You need to come to Illuminate.
I love that Sedona is doing this.
I'm Chrisanna, and I'm a filmmaker. My partner Dana and I have been together 4 years, and throughout our relationship, Dana has suffered with chronic pain. After going from doctor to doctor, trying desperately to find answers, in 2020 she had 2 spine surgeries. When the spine surgeries failed to bring her relief, I began documenting her journey. I believed for a miracle and wanted to have a camera in hand when it happened. Then I was asked to create a documentary on healing to show how an ancient principle that's been known for 10,000 years was the secret to health. I wondered, how has this ancient principle helped so many heal? And can it help Dana too? And so began our journey.
스스로 자기의 건강은 자기가 지켜야 되고, 근데 그러한 그 각성이 됐다 해도 방법을 모르면 안 된다.
I know the body can do miraculous things, but I just didn't know how to tap into it. I don't know what's missing in my life.
Why am I trying so hard? Why am I suffering so much?
I kept telling myself that I could do this on my own, but I can't. I need help.
I have nothing else. So I had to get to a place where I was ready to heal.
So pain is a signal of protection. And the question is, from what?
Illness and pain are symptoms that you're not living in harmony and that you should be dealing with the symptom not as the problem, but as a message that says, do something else.
Go inside and then find that thing that you're looking for all your life.
All of a sudden I could walk. The pain left my body and I could walk just fine.
I've been in chronic pain for like 10 years, and this is the first time that I can remember not even thinking about my knee.
I know we have the answers here, and I know that we can heal ourselves. Now I believe it a little bit more.
This journey woke me up. In the deepest pain and the darkest days, it allowed me to access something within myself that I wouldn't have otherwise.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Unify. We are so excited right now. This is an amazing, amazing opportunity for all of us to experience love and healing. And we have somebody very, very special with us today. And I just cannot wait to introduce you. Dana Crocher is the producer of Love Heals and is featured as the main character of the film. Her journey is an inspirational one, full of many obstacles, including 2 unsuccessful surgeries in 2020. While she still experiences chronic pain, Dana has been able to harness the power of these healings in her body, which has rippled out into every area of her life. And without further ado, Dana, I'm just applauding you already. And you're being celebrated this weekend at Illuminate Film Festival. Congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Debbie. It is such an honor to be here with you today. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. Listen, I can tell you that there are people out there, such as myself, when I raise my hand, have I ever dealt with chronic pain? have I ever been in a place where I didn't have any hope whether or not I was going to be able to get out of bed the next morning. And I know that there's others out there. And if that is you and this is speaking to you, please tune in right now, because this is an exciting few minutes so that you can discover more about this beautiful movie and how to support it as well as watch it. All right, Dana. So set the scene for us. You're in a lot of pain. Some things are going on. Talk to me about what's happening.
Okay, so back in 2017, I had a very regular injury, like a calf muscle that was pulled on a treadmill. And I thought it was just something that would ultimately heal on its own. I did all the proper protocols, and I don't even want to get into the details of how many things that occurred after that, but it was like the leg pain didn't cease, and then it was back, and I saw every specialist under the sun. And it was a really painful journey in many, many ways. So it turns out in 2020, after many ways of trying to heal from this, it just progressively got worse. And it felt like, even though it went against everything I wanted to do, spine surgery is what ended up being suggested, because I did have a herniated disc in L5-S1 that they said was putting too much pressure on nerves. It was impacting my legs and my ankles and walking and all of those things. So I thought, okay, this is it. This is going to fix me. And obviously in your intro, it says 2 unsuccessful spine surgeries. The first one, I actually had damage to my dura in my spine. I had a really terrible spinal fluid leak. This isn't actually talked about in the film in detail, as much as I'll give you today, but I ended up in the ICU and I wasn't sure if I was coming out. I was much worse off after the surgeries than I was before I went in. So
wow, I fully understand this, and I've been in your shoes, and wow, it's really tough to go through, no matter who it is that's facing this. It's rough to be in ICU and not sure if you're coming out or not. It's a place, when you do come out, though, life has this essence of beauty and grace that it never had before.
You're so right. I've never looked at the world the same way. And while I was there, I experienced both of those surgeries alone and isolated, because COVID was, everybody was afraid of everybody. Nobody was allowed to be there with me. So my partner couldn't come. And there's a lot of soul searching I did in that room by myself.
I'm seeing that. Like, you're probably just, I'm trying to imagine what it must have been like to be you in that moment, laying in that hospital bed. What was that spark? What was that spark to say, no, I've got this. I'm going to keep doing this. I can do this.
I think my partner calling me every day and just pouring a lot of love, and it's literally what kept me going, because the pain was so intense that they had to call a specialist in. Even the surgeon couldn't prescribe the amount of pain meds I needed just to be okay. And I had never taken medications before the surgery. Like, that wasn't part of my normal everyday life. So I think there was one night, and I've actually never shared this publicly before. There was one night that I was praying for death because the pain was so great. I actually couldn't stand it any longer. And it was kind of in and out of it because I was highly medicated. And I felt the presence of many, many, many people in the room. And nobody was there, of course, but there was something that shifted for me that night when I felt like, wait a minute, there's something greater happening here that I can't explain in words. And I just felt a level of support from, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but spirit guides, angels, stuff that I've never experienced before in my entire life. I felt like I was just held. And it gave me this idea that, you know what, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get out of this alive, and I'm going to walk again someday, and it's all going to work out. So between my partner and that experience, I felt like there is hope. That was it.
That's beautiful. And I just want to tell you that thank you for sharing, first off. That was very vulnerable and authentic. And that's what I really dig about you, though, is that you bring forward this authenticity, and I appreciate it so tremendously. Wow. I'm feeling that moment with you, and I'm really grateful that God Source Energy, angels, and your spirit team and the whole kit caboodle came forward and said, oh no, it's not going down this way. right? So you can bring forward with this film, and your partner had the insight to press record.
Yeah, so that's one of the most ironic things is years ago when it started, she just said to me, you know, I would like to start recording some of this journey and I don't know why. And I was like, you know, it's fine. I'm living with a filmmaker. I've just surrendered to the fact that some things are going to be filmed. And so I told her, I'm okay with that. And, you know, I can't even believe when she was asked to do a film about healing and about all of these different ancient, you know, modalities and this wisdom that is out there that I thought I tapped into, but I had not. And it was just so beautiful for them to say, you know what, we're going to follow Dana's journey. And then as we were filming and having these experiences, I was like, well, why are we not bringing a bunch of people on this journey with me? So we brought 18 people along for this. So if you don't have chronic pain, but you suffer with migraines or anxiety or fill in the blank, right? Stomach issues, it doesn't matter. This film is not just about chronic pain, chronic conditions, yes, illnesses, stress, all of it, right? Any stress related issues that we have as humans is addressed in the film. So people will see this film and be like, oh yes, I could see myself in that film. And another beautiful aspect of it is even if they don't have those struggles, I'm sure they know somebody that does, or they love somebody that does. So Chrisana's perspective in this film as the narrator is just remarkable because it really tells the story of what she went through too as a caretaker of me during this time.
That's such a big deal, you know, because as the caretaker, it really is an impactful thing because look, as a patient, I don't know about you, but as a patient, I can get pretty crabby. I can be like, not in my alignment, you know, and, or to just be in so much pain that to watch somebody suffer is, for a human being, if you've ever watched anybody suffer, it's a really tough thing to do when you can't do anything about it. But you show up and just be that support. And I'm loving that. I want to talk about Bruce Lipton. I love Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he's in this film. And what did you discover between Dr. Bruce Lipton and a few of the others that are there about what illness really is?
For me, I learned so much from him. And I'm going to share with you that I actually knew of his work before we filmed with him, but it went to a deeper level to be on the other end of this interview with Dr. Bruce Lipton saying, this is what I'm experiencing, and just taking in all of his wisdom and his perspective. But the biggest thing I learned is that I was out of harmony. I was out of balance. I was not in a place where my body was being given the right environment to heal from what started out as a very benign, easy injury to recover from. My nervous system was so amped up. I was living in a state of fight or flight, and I didn't know that because it felt normal to me. Oh, I'm just a high achiever. And I wore it like it was like a badge of honor that I could handle so many stressful things in my life and just keep it together. But on the inside, I was falling apart. So I'm listening to him talk about harmony within the body, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was not in harmony. And then talking to another expert in the film about how he was a specialty spine surgeon for 30 years. And he started to recognize that spine surgeries were not, in fact, making people better. And he started to use different exercises with them like mind-body exercises and practices and writing and getting to know them. And they were canceling surgeries. And, just learning from him was really remarkable. He really became quite the mentor for me while I was suffering so badly. It provided me a space and a community of people because, he would bring together people to do like Q&A sessions, and I felt not so alone. After speaking with some of those experts, I felt understood, and it gave me a lot of hope.
I'm loving this. So you said you were in fight or flight, and I want to know about any of you out there. Are you an excellent multitasker? I mean, seriously, we pride ourselves on the fact that we can juggle and handle so many things at one time. But you pointed out the essence of something so important, that we're in fight or flight and we don't know it, that our nervous system is just in a space of reaction. There's no responsiveness. It's just reacting, nails on the chalkboard. there's all that's happening within our whole entire system. And for you to bring that forward right now is, to me, that's the only reason anybody ever needs to watch this film. To be able to learn and understand that there is another way to do this, dis-ease, to be disembodied, disassociated, to be away from, to be disconnected. And then you say community. So this film brings in the aspect of community. 18 other people you brought on this journey with you, which I am so excited for all of them who are now seeing things and experiencing life differently. Talk to me about a couple of them.
Ooh, thank you for that opportunity. Yeah, it gave them all a taste of what's possible, right? So took these 18 people to an immersive retreat setting, actually in Sedona, Arizona. So we know the energy there is really strong. It's a beautiful place of healing. And we took them out of their everyday lives that are stressful, and we removed them from that and brought them to this place. We had an entire, I think 144 applicants. So we had an entire process to pick people with different things that they were struggling with, just to prove to ourselves and document the journey of, are these things helpful for anyone and everyone, regardless of what their conditions are? And of course, what we see, and in myself for sure, is that a lot of people have suffered different traumas throughout their lives. And I am certainly no exception. I had many that came to the surface through this experience that needed to be looked at and grieved and healed. And so we took these people on the journey with us. And I will tell you, the one person that stands out, that anybody who sees this film just falls in love with this person, because the truth is, she was on essentially her deathbed. She was preparing for death. I should say it that way. She has a genetic heart condition, and it has taken the lives of many of her family members. She's only in her mid-40s, and she already has a pacemaker and some hardware in her chest to make sure that she stays alive. And the truth is, she was going on a list for transplant in the near future. This was no joke. And so she's in the trailer that you just saw. Her name is Anna. And to watch that human transform her life through these practices and through mindset and a deeper understanding of what makes us, the way we are and suffer the way we do, and what in fact can cause healing within our bodies, minds, and spirits, I can't even describe to you in words the impact that has had on me and so many others that know this human. It gave so many people hope when they've been given these diagnoses of things that are irreversible, and you will only have so much time and you need to prepare. And it's like, these words are so damaging, because that's the other thing. Listening to Bruce, thoughts, the biology of belief, those things, that's happen. Huge. It's so huge. There's studies that show a man who had cancer was told he had a few months to live and died, and then was misdiagnosed. He never had cancer, right? So what happens when we're told something by a doctor, we can literally make that come true by our thoughts and beliefs and actions. And so I am so grateful that Anna was part of it, because I just watched her transform in ways I never thought possible. And there are many, many others. And some, now that we're, a ways out from that experience, some went back to their normal everyday lives, and some of the things that they started to feel a lot of relief from, maybe they came back, but others have not. And it's
Isn't that something?
Yeah. And they continue these practices, and it's like, we have to go within. We have to do the work for ourselves. We're always outward and external and doing for everybody else. And it's like the universe will literally drag us down and say, it is time for you, right? There's no doubt. I was flat on my back in my living room, could no longer climb my stairs. And I'm like, all right, I'm listening. And part of it for me was I had to leave a stressful corporate America job. I had to. I promised my partner while I was in ICU, I didn't remember this, but I said, babe, if I make it out of here alive, I can't do this to myself anymore. So what I found, and one of the experts speaks to this beautifully in the film, Dr. Les, is that when there's something in our life out of alignment, whether that's a relationship, a job, something that is causing us that stress day in and day out, it's really difficult to get better. in any aspect, whether it's our emotional issues and anxiety and depression, or our stomach issues, or whatever it is, chronic pain. Those things are really hard to overcome when you can't give your body the environment it needs to stay peaceful. And not all the time, right? But we use our tools. I learned so many tools. And that's one thing I love about our film is audiences will walk away with actual tools. It's not just, oh, listen to these really heartfelt stories and good luck on your healing journey. It's, here are the things we learned from this, and we provide those tools and resources to people to help heal their lives.
This is so exciting. First off, I can't wait to experience Anna. She sounds so delightful, and I love that her heart is healing, and that's beautiful. I also love that you're bringing hope through this film and tools. In fact, you know what? We all love tools. I don't know about you. Audience, I know you love tools because we talk about that a lot. So give us one of your favorite tools.
Yes, I was hoping you would ask. So one thing that we did that felt, in the beginning of learning these practices, it felt really silly. So I don't know who your listeners like know of and all these different tools, but some people have heard of like tapping, but it's EFT tapping, right? So they tap in different points and meridians and different things. Well, I had tried that in my life, and it's definitely useful. Like it helped, but I started to learn how to go into my body and actually tap head to toe to create energy flow and circulation, and actually use my hands to almost look inward to my body and start communicating with my body. If I'm feeling angst in my chest, like literally I will go to this, and then I breathe and I just, and just tapping, chest tapping. If I'm thinking too much or I start to have pressure in my head, I will just tap my head, tap my jaw. I'll find myself clenching. But because the circulation issues were so bad getting down to my legs and feet and ankles, I do a lot of lower body tapping or toe tapping. I will literally, and it has made a world of difference, and it is so easy. Tapping the belly to create that fire energy in your belly so that you're inward and it's just, I can't describe in words to you how much my body has been impacted by tapping and even shaking. So those are things that I try to do every day.
I love this. Well, the only thing left to do is for you all to come see this movie. So if you're going to be in Sedona, Arizona this weekend, you definitely need to be at the ILLUMINATE Film Festival. You're also being celebrated there. My understanding.
Yes, we are receiving an official selection award from ILLUMINATE. And what's really unique about that is they've dedicated one of the days to Love Heals. So Saturday is all the, multiple incredible films. But on Sunday this weekend, from 12 noon on, we have our screening at the Mary D. Fisher Theater in Sedona starting at noon. We'll have a live Q&A and then a healing experience.
Oh, that's like icing on the cake. That's beautiful. I love that. So the message here is that if you're experiencing chronic pain, if you're experiencing any type of condition that's not allowing you to live in the best possible way that you want to live, that there is a solution. There's a way to get back into harmony because love heals. So, and if you've missed anything, go back to the beginning once this is over and rewatch the trailer. All of the information to go to the film festival this weekend is in the description of this live stream. I am so grateful that you were here, Dana. And what I'm excited about is that you're going to be coming up on Unify Women Rising soon. So everybody, please watch for that and more opportunities to watch this extraordinary film, Love Heals. Thank you, Dana. What last words would you like to leave with the Unify audience?
Oh, gosh, just that if you are suffering and struggling and feel like you have lost your way and lost your excitement about life, that I promise you, there is hope for healing. Love is definitely at the core of it. And I just want you to know that you're also not alone. So we're here to support you. And I hope our film can help in any way. So don't give up.
I love that. And I love that you are here bringing that beautiful guiding light, like just shining all over the world. It's wonderful. I think it's fabulous. Thank you, Unify audience. I love you. Debbie G here signing off, and we will see you this weekend with Illuminate. Also, know that there's a virtual festival that's going on from the 7th to the 14th. Don't miss out on that either. Thank you. Thank you, Dana.
Thank you so much.
Imagine in your own life having a message so strong that it totally changes your life in a moment.
We're going to take you through a major initiation.
A great spiritual renaissance.
You will be changed.
And in the end,
you will become a warrior. This earth is nothing but movies to me.
The great spiritual language of the world.
When we die, but we also have to live when we live.
Negativity is the enemy to creativity.
seeing them embrace the joy of creativity infused my own courage as a filmmaker.
It's about the song.
Will you sing the song of the new earth?
Now it is time.